5 minutes is very short. It doesn't give you enough time to go through all the documents. You have a whole lot of documents stacked in a massive big box, and they expect you to rummage through all of that in 5 minutes. It's just impossible. The only thing that helps is the top envelope that you have there, which has all the documents which more or less summarizes everything that is provided there. That at least you are able to go through that in 5 minutes. It's hard to remember everything that is in it, but you are able to go through that. But that means you can only go through one particular candidate and not all of them. And you have about 21 candidates. Credentials are placed on that table there, so it's hard to go through all of them in just the 5 minutes. So I think that is the only thing. But one can also understand if people are not allocated 5 minutes, if everyone is allocated half an hour, the room is not that big. You're going to be able to accommodate all the people that would want to come and scrutinize the assets or the declarations of the various candidates.
As we are just moving on, I know the IEC is trying to bring new things. I believe this was not happening in the past 5 years. Something like this was not happening, and it is publicly displayed there, so that many people can just come, at least 10 or 20 people can go, but they go and then just go through all these files. But unfortunately, it is in that room whereby few people are allowed to go. And what other observation do you have apart from the 5 minutes given?
I think for example, the media houses, because we have a lot of Gambians who are curious to know what are in these documents. They've seen them being submitted to the IEC, but they do not know what they contain. And it is their right to information, to know what is actually happening, especially someone who wants to lead them and become their president for the next 5 years. So I think at least cameras need to be allowed in, if not the public, but the media are supposed to go in with cameras so that people can be able to see. For example, I have seen things that are even beginning to question myself, how did the president manage to amass such wealth in just 5 years? This is something that which Gambians need to know. But you see, now they're going to hear it from a secondary source, not from a first-hand source. The media could have been there, because if you guys were allowed in with your cameras, you would have been able to take a footage of that, and then the people would be able to see it live. So I think in the future, this is supposed to be an open democracy. There shouldn't be anything about secret here. These people want to become our president. They want to lead us for 5 years. They want us to put all our... How they're going to... what sort of assets they have now, so we can be able to hold them accountable at the time of leaving office. For example, we know that 2016, Barrow's declaration of assets, his account was not having 25 million. Now his account is over 200 million. This is something that which Gambians need to know, when his salary within the last 5 years is supposed to be...
So I tell us now, just when you get inside, you were lucky to view Barrow's file.
I spent all of my 5 minutes on Barrow.
And then you were able to see $200 million.
My calculation is about $207 million is in various accounts, some in Mega Bank, and then the other one. And then with regards to property, can remember very well is that of the Mankamakunda, which is valued at 15 million, and then the one at Taft Gardens. We want to know how he was able to acquire all of that, because we know that the Taft Garden properties, those are supposed to be government properties. How did they come to be the president's one? These are all questions that people are going to hear on the campaign trail, because we know them there. We are going to talk to Gambians about them, because we want to hold the leader accountable to the Gambians. But that shouldn't come from the secondary source. It should have come from the media. The media should have been able to view and take footage of all of that, and then it is all published for the whole country to see.
You know, we are limited whenever they talk about things that is somebody's privacy. You shouldn't go deep into people's privacy, and that's what I heard them. Some of the officials in the morning, when they deny journalists to get inside, they said, remember, wherever your rights stop, expose anybody's documents, the person can sue you as a lawyer.
No. This is a public declaration, public scrutiny. Why would they put it in the public glare if it is supposed to be a secret thing? No. The law said they have to declare their assets. That is a mandatory requirement of the law. There is nothing to beat the bush about that to say that. I think they might have, it's just something that the IEC is trying to help them with. But if we are in an open democracy, if I want to stand as a president, for example, Lawyer Darboe went on the media and put everything out there. So how can it be secret to one and then not secret to another? But the reason he's doing it is transparency. In 2016, Barrow did declare his assets to everybody. We all knew what he had. Declared everything because it was the ideal and right thing. Then we were pointing fingers that Jammeh was not declaring everything. Now, if they turn to be in Jammeh's shoes and they're not declaring, it's just like encouraging if UDP should come and the UDP also refuses to declare. When are we going to be able to hold our leaders accountable? And that is very important because our leaders need to know when I am in power, whatever I acquire, whatever I do, at the end of the 5 years, I must declare it to my people. So I should not be accumulating wealth that I'm not entitled to. Because that is the first sign of accountability. If the leader is not accountable, if the leader is hiding things, God forbid, how many other government workers are going to be doing things underneath, discreetly, that which people are not going to see? So we have to have an open democracy. If they want to take us to court, we should all be willing to go to court for that. And let the judges determine, because it is our country. We want to make sure that those who lead us and are responsible for holding our accounts, our wealth, that they are not benefiting more than they are supposed to at our expense. That is our right and our God-given right that we must try to fight for.
Jerejaf Moki, I think we'll just shift to Mandinka because we want to at least and then
soto je ni na de ko nyol ma wol ta fenkan sa non ko zalona ko kudo le tamada bar woni solo manta so ngamiru jibe ngam min fonum tuba ko do wala min ko wato min dita molla doya tabakal bari minute no yo le dinna andon carton le bije nin kayto carton fan le bije nin kayto so pour yo be jibe minute no ta ko le ada bagal fula nyon ko journalist o le min yanon ko camera be bulu ratol min be suwol ko natol fa saja min be keri iman sonno wol fana dum kata wudlando kana nyin fengol jibe e kam min volam nyin ko la private life le mi nyanda ban private life ni la fa kala mo le nyaton ko mo nyanda lo na le mun soto saja ni gëna president wati ni sanjulu lo bina ban salo e mun soto ngalo wol do dum wala foy mol bankola mol na flo e touzan wala waram bankola mol na flo imam femaje yejo min ne wala soto amanke ko e fendoma for example ngamemfo 2016 kabrin adam barobelo la man sakundato ala account to william dalasi million nyonne bije bar bi ala asset sol men declare tan bitam million keme fulo la wokko do yim debra men dole o ko de yalon ko politician nabina on campaign trail but gambian all deserve to know that transparency to will come in for transparency lankena makko nim ko nyim banko itanyato wala nyanta ka banko be along and ko te mi ana kumada ndol kabirin data wala jibe because ngalo na tol mi mantara jang al mon tara jang al mo wojeno ndon nin nata mba fulane be ko belam banko mutin bel la nyanto mu kalo memo ben nyaton kala nyim banko kan anin jelle nata paleto anin jelle fanam de fintela hukumada je baake because man la fi mi na wala nyindi ko kale ke sunya dat min nata jakka ko sunya diata nyama nakata godon den do ku bulale mu turu banko moliye tanya to anin banko moliye mu na fay wala mu pale nyinde momo dun ta je nyanta kelal pour que banko mol la nyaton kaya kaw tamande amanya na kaka atamari la kum kilina nyaado da
yo abaraka laya yakuba Darboe do you have any question for Mr. Darboe before
the question I have is those that are sitting at home waiting to hear the scrutiny that is expected to happen here, how will they know what transpired here? Because not everybody is around and those journalists that when